everyone, and happy Sunday. As you can see that I am not alone today. I am here with the amazing, the fantabulous Mrs. Kim Cross, owner of ZHI Bath and Body. Now, first of all, welcome and thank you so much for joining us in the Swagger community this Sunday. For a few minutes, tell us who you are. Introduce yourself to the whole world.
Sure. I am Kim Cross. I am the owner and, of course, chief crafter at ZHI Bath and Body. And she is a small family-owned business, my family, because I incorporate everybody. And together, we craft goat's milk skincare products and soy candles. And we're branching out a little into other home fragrances like room and linen sprays, potpourri, that kind of thing. But it's primarily goat milk skincare products and basically natural products that just you can take care of your skin without being irritated. You can still smell good, because I have issues with skincare products that are good for me but have 0 scent. So that's what I do. That is what I do. I love to craft. I love to learn and figure out other ways and different things I can craft. So
So,
it's no
I'm
telling
sorry.
what's in there.
So go back for a minute because you said that unscented products, because I will say I have allergies and there are only certain products that I can use because I had to make a decision, smell good or pass out. And I chose life because there are some scents that will send my sinuses and my asthma to the upper room. And so many of us are familiar with, I'm not going to name brands, but a certain brand cocoa butter.
Yes.
And that's all we use.
Yes.
You come out the womb and here comes your mama. And she hits that Mr. Miyagi.
Yes.
And you catch it all right here to the point where you not only shining, but you're waterproof.
Head to toe.
Head to toe. You good and breezy. So how did you discover goat's milk? Because I've noticed over the last few years, I've seen it becoming increasingly popular.
Yes.
So what are the healing properties that make goat's milk special?
Well, primarily it's got tons of different vitamins and minerals in it, lots of vitamin A, vitamin D, the vitamin Bs, but the biggest thing with goat milk is that it's got the fatty acids in it. Those fatty acids that just really nourish your skin and help it to retain the moisture and soothing and if you have an aunt kind of like mine, she swore by goat milk because she drank the stuff and she was just like, oh, it's just so much more gentle on your stomach, and it's true for on your skin as well. So it's a lot more gentle than the other national brand soaps that may have other preservatives and other things in it and that don't have goat's milk. But that's the primary thing that's so beneficial about goat's milk is the fatty acids and all the other vitamins and minerals in it that your skin just absolutely loves.
I didn't know that because a lot of times we are, and I'll put myself in that category that, in my younger life, we aren't always taught to explore other options. Because again, you go with that national brand, or you go with that other stuff in that little bottle that ends in lean. And again, you're waterproof and you shiny, but it doesn't necessarily soothe your skin.
Right.
And I know I have nieces.
And everything.
Right. I have nieces and they have eczema. And so they're always on the hunt for a good product. And when I was reading, I was like, they could really benefit from having a product with oats milk in it.
Right, right. It's awesome stuff. I actually started with, well, it actually just wasn't goat's milk. It was Castile soap, and
Mm-hmm.
basically a soap made with primarily olive oil, which everybody knows olive oil is amazing for your skin,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, it's not for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm one of them. My skin needed more because of my psoriasis. I have, wow, my psoriasis will act a fool. And
Mm-hmm.
even with Castile soap, um, I found that, okay, I could get clean, but it would burn like acid. And so,
Oh.
yes, I was I'm telling you, it was desperate times called for desperate measures. And I came across a company in Colorado, goats and everything. They had the whole 9 yards. And I was like, oh my goodness, really? People use goat milk in their soap? I had no idea. And I just bought it to try it, and it worked. And it just kind of snowballed from there to, okay, well, let's try that fragrance and that essential oil and that butter and that butter. And wow, it took about maybe 8 years or so to get it like I wanted it, to where it was beneficial for me and other people with sensitivities,
Mm-hmm.
but everybody else could use it. I wanted to replace Bath and Body Works,
Mm-hmm.
basically. And because I love to smell good, but my skin could not handle it. It just could not handle the fragrances and the chemicals and the, yeah. So yes, I kind of stumbled on goat milk and then
Mm-hmm.
just realized how amazing it was.
Because years ago, I had a very bad reaction to a certain skincare product to the point where it burned me. And so, yes, it shows violence. It shows violence. And it took forever for it to clear up.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because of that, I have become, I'm on a warpath to only using certain products. And a lot of it is that my goal is that I want to, in our community, normalize looking at alternatives.
Yes.
Don't go with what's just popular, but
Right.
go with what benefits your skin.
Yes.
Because right now, in this time of year, a lot of us have winter patches.
Yes.
So can you speak on how oat milk can help with dry skin in the winter? Because a few years ago, the same product line that remains nameless, I used a certain product off that line, and it did nothing for my skin. Where I had the worst rash on the side, I was like, I thought I just put some lotion on it.
Right.
And when I tell you, I looked like I had a whole banner right here, like, ah! And I was like, here. And I ended up having to get rapeseed oil
Mm-hmm.
to heal my skin.
Yes.
And so, can you speak on how important it is to have in the wintertime something that's full of fatty acid and nutrients for our skin?
Oh, for sure. For sure. Well, it's like it's kind of a three-part question,
Mhm.
because of course, everybody's skin is different. But so you have the base, which is the goat milk soap itself. And the goat milk with all basically it's got, well, I add glycerin to it.
Mhm.
And what vegetable glycerin does is it acts kind of like the stuff that ends in lean.
Mhm.
It just puts a barrier over your skin so that the moisture is leaving out, but it also draws in moisture to your skin so you don't dry up. It's like, just like you said, you just put lotion on, but it's like you did nothing.
Mhm.
So there's that. There's the fatty acids that are naturally in the goat milk. But then depending on your skin, like for dry skin, there's extra shea butter, there's extra mango butter, there's extra cocoa butter added to that goat milk soap, that goat milk lotion, because it's the same milk, different product. And so you have that. Those are primarily for the drier skin. I just add more moisturizers. So for like winter, dry skin, and I guess a lot of people don't know. I learned it through research and classes, but different oils are for different people, if that makes sense. Like dry skin, avocado oil, jojoba oil, babasu oil, amazing. In the winter for dry skin, because it will moisturize you, keep you from being dry, keep you from the wind, because the wind can mess your skin up in the wintertime. Keep it all together. Whereas those oils are too much for someone with oily skin. So like for oily skin, you might need hemp seed oil or rose hips or something that's not going to increase oil production, but will nourish and moisturize your skin at the same time. So my line is set up in such a way where, okay, the normal and combination skin uses my basic goat milk soap, goat milk lotion. They all have the moisturizers, the shea butter, the cocoa butter, and the mango butter. Gosh, I love all three of those. Oh my goodness, I love all three. But then for dry skin, we have the Ultimate Moisture for dry skin, and that's additional moisturizers like the avocado or the jojoba on top of the shea butter, mango, cocoa butters. And then for the oily skin, I cut down on the three base oils, the shea butter, mango, and cocoa butter. And that way I can treat your skin, based on your skin type. And so it works because you're getting what you need for your skin. And you're layering it. You're washing with the goat milk. So there's your one coat. It's just like layering your perfume and the Bath and Body Works stuff. You get the whole line so you can go from start to finish and you still smell the same, right? So you got your goat's milk soap. You moisturize with your goat milk lotion. And then if you have, challenging feet, there's the foot butter. It's amazing. It's amazing, really, because it's got those healing properties of oils and the avocado oil, the sweet almond oil, to just nourish and moisturize your skin without synthetic ingredients. It's, oh my goodness. My mom has said for years that the good Lord put everything that we needed on this earth for us to be able to take care of ourselves. And so in looking for the different oils and the different ingredients for the different skin types, I started reading labels. And if I saw something that was synthetic, I started to research its natural equivalent. So that's how I come up with the formula to be able to craft a product that, and the beauty of it is that you can use it year round. It's not just for colder weather, although you can tell a difference. And you can tell that sometimes, some people get a patch. Before I started using goat milk, I would get a patch right here of dry skin, and it would turn all kinds of colors. And then by the spring, it was a dark spot. It was always right here. So, and it's once I started making for me and my psoriasis and my skin condition, it was easy to formulate for everybody else. A little bit of research and a little bit of time. And that's basically how goat's milk soap, or at least mine,
Mm-hmm.
my products will carry you through the winter months and all through the summer and the rest of the rest of the year.
So I like how you alluded to the key is having a great moisturization program.
Yes.
Because I know a lot of us, including myself, we set the fire, the heat on our showers to dragon.
Yes.
Where when you take a shower, it's like flames coming out, just flames. And it's almost where even though we know we're sucking the moisture out our skin, we still do it.
We doing it, me.
And so my trade-off has to be, if I know I'm going to take a dragon fire shower, I need to put the moisture back in.
Yes.
And where we drop the ball, where
Right.
we do the shower and it basically takes the moisture out of our skin, but we don't put the right things back on.
You gotta put it back. A regimen is so important. It's, oh my goodness. I can't tell you how I mean, I was kicking myself one way and the other when I actually look back at how I used to do.
Mm-hmm.
I would have products from like 5 or 6 different brands sitting between the shower and the tub and the under the sink. It's like everywhere. And I thought I was doing something. I really thought I was doing something because it smelled great. And the packaging was, to me, it was the packaging is everything. It looks great. So of course it's amazing. Not necessarily true, but then once I started having my own skin problems and all of that chaos just wasn't doing it, it takes time. Well, it took me time to get in the habit of getting a system, sticking to the system, trusting that the brand that you're using. And honestly, I would love for everybody to use my brand because I put a lot into it.
Mm-hmm.
Put a lot into making sure that it's good for not just me, not just sensitive skins, but everybody. And so if you just follow it, follow it, follow it. It's like the lava showers. That's me all day. But I follow my own. It's a process, and it's the same process every day. Shower with the goat milk soap, and you can tell. You can tell because take a shower, even test it. Take a shower with Dial, the antibacterial Dial. Do it if you want to. Your hands. Yes, yes, yes. You will be so dry. I don't care how much lotion you put on, Vaseline, whatever. It's not gonna work. But then when you use a soap that you trust that's got good for you ingredients, they're not gonna harm you. Your skin is not gonna be clogged up, greasy, all of that stuff afterwards. Follow up with your lotion. It's just like taking care of your face. You cleanse, you tone, you moisturize, you cleanse, and you'll see it's never overnight, but you'll see the difference in your skin. It's like I get so many compliments on my skin. Oh my gosh, your skin is so soft. You know what? I got something to make yours soft too. And here you go. But it works. It works. You have to follow that. If you take it out, you got to put it in. Take it out. It's oh my goodness. I can't even tell you how important that is.
Because one thing I noticed over the years that by me teaching and sweating, it is absolutely crucial that when at the end of the day, that I restore the moisture back in my skin.
Yes.
And that I had to become more mindful of the products that I chose. So every shower gel that I purchase now has extra moisturizers in it. Where that's not even optional. Where if I don't see extra moisturizer, and it has to be gentle.
Yes. Because
I remember, growing up, and we used the Dial. we use, because I'll say, if you grew up and that was the first of the month soap and that's the end of the month soap. And the first of the month soap is real good. And the end of the month soap is at that bottom level. That's like 88 cents a bar.
Yes, yes.
And it will take all the life force out your skin. Same way with lotions. You got the first of the month lotion, which is like, a brand that shall remain nameless. And then by the end of the month, you have cocoa butter lotion, which has absolutely no healing properties in it. Where you just like, I know good and well I put something on. I thought I did. Lord, I thought I put some lotion on.
Right. You're applying it like 10 times a day. It
Right.
shouldn't be that way. You should be able to put lotion on like full body once after every shower. And then like if you wash your hands a lot, you should be able, okay, yes, if you wash your hands a lot, lotion up after washing your hands, because especially like nurses and I wash my hands a lot because I'm crafting a lot and I just don't like product on my hands. I'm a little weird like that, but I wash my hands a lot. So I use a lotion every time I keep a lotion on my sink because but for full body, you should not have to get your elbows 10 times a day.
Well, during the winter, you just wear long sleeves and don't even worry about it. You just wear the long sleeves. Now, with us being in this COVID environment, you spoke to the dry hands. So do you have any little portable lotions that, can keep in your bag that, if you're having to always wash your hands, keep a little bottle next to the purse, next to the sink, in the bathroom? Do you have those type the little minis that you can sell?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I have it's a tube. It's a 1 ounce tube, and then I'm switching over to a 2 ounce tube. It's probably about the size of a pen, maybe a little bit smaller. But we're switching to a flip cap because what I found was the screw cap. It will work its way off in your bag. That's a bad day. But yes, I have a little 2 ounce, and I was torn between 2 ounces and 4 ounces because I know I don't like to have to keep purchasing and purchasing because I keep running out and running out. But the vast majority of the folks that tested it for me, they prefer the 2 ounce because it was just a little more handy because you could even stick it in your pocket if you're not carrying a purse. It can go in your pockets if you got a jacket on or something like that. You can carry it in your pocket. And since I'm relaunching, yay! I'm relaunching the beginning of February. Not quite sure on the date yet. But those will go, the ones with the flip cap will go active on I got new website, new everything. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But yes, I have them. They're not on my site, my current website. I'm making so many changes. I had to cut it down. And with moving also, we had to cut down on what was being offered because I didn't want people to have to wait 2 and 3 months to get their product because I just didn't have everything I needed handy to get sorted out and everything. But yes, next month, the tiny ones, you'll be able to get the big one. And it is so cool because the bottle is sorted out in such a way that and see, that just gave me an idea for a promotion. Thank you so much. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
the idea from you. The 8-ounce bottle is what I normally sell, and it comes with a pump. So I think to celebrate, I'll have the little travel size to come with the 8-ounce for free if you get the 8-ounce bottle, and you can always fill it up. You can refill your travel size from your 8-ounce pump.
That's smart. Now, in the few minutes we have left, tell us about your candles because I love me a good candle.
Yes. I absolutely love soy wax because my youngest fella, I used to make the paraffin
Mm-hmm.
wax candles, what we've all grown up with, basically. And because I love, you can't beat a good candle. But
Oh.
my youngest son, he never had asthma, but his little lungs were so tender when he was born that he just couldn't handle the fragrances of paraffin wax and the carcinogens and all that it gives off while it's burning. So I had to make some changes. So I switched to soy wax. And it's 100% soy wax. It burns clean, it burns cool. And since I even have one of the mothers of the church, she pours it out of the container onto her hand and lubes up her hand with the soy wax. But it's I love those candles because they last forever.
Mm-hmm.
And they work even for folks with breathing issues. I know because my son has not had issues since I switched. And so that's another one of those personal experiences that I know it works and I know it's good because we've been there and done that.
I like how your point of reference is that you and your family were the guinea pigs per se.
Yeah,
So, and to be able to stand behind a product because you're using it speaks volumes that because so many times there are people that are the face of products, but they don't use the products.
right, right. You gotta know it's so helpful to know what you're talking about because you have personal experience with it.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, I would feel some kind of way if I didn't know personally about my own product. I'd be feeling some kind of way. But yes, that's why I put so much into my products because it's for us.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's for us, I'm not gonna put my family in harm's way. So, they might be guinea pigs, they might smell like girls. But at the end of the day, um, it's all good. It's all good. And I don't even formulate, I don't even give them products to try that I even remotely think will irritate them in any kind of way. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Because
Just
I
the
have burned
customer knows
candles.
everybody else.
Because I have burned candles, and within the first 2 minutes, I've had to go, no, I
Yeah,
can't, because I could just feel my eyes burn.
right.
And
Right.
I'm
My sister
thinking,
the same way.
and I'm like, nope, I'm not doing it. So, what's your top seller in candles?
My top seller, it depends on the season, but like for the fall, for the winter months, the months right around now is pineapple sage. Oh, it smells amazing.
Ooh.
Yes, 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 yes. It's fruity, but it's a little spicy, just a little bit. Pineapple sage is great. Over the summer is mimosa and mandarin. Mm, you cannot beat a mimosa and mandarin candle. I mean, it's sitting at the beach with your mimosa just hanging out. It's awesome. And then year round, I sell lots of clean cotton. If you like clean,
Mm-hmm.
it's ridiculous clean, and everybody loves it. It's like I just washed my sheets in my whole house, and my house smells like my windows have been open all day, and the breeze has been coming through. It's just great. It's great.
That's that somebody's coming over to the house, and I want them to think I just cleaned.
Yes, yes, yes. Right now, I'm burning cashmere and plum.
Oh,
Yes, it's awesome. It's great for it's a nice honestly, it's a nice Valentine scent because it's not necessarily girly and it's
mm-hmm.
not manly either. So yeah, it's a really cool scent. It's new, so I think it'll come out with my launch. It'll be
Because I can
around.
imagine with the cashmere and the plum, it has a hint of a masculine scent,
Yes.
but the plum pulls it back,
Yes, yes,
where it's not overbearing.
exactly.
Because
Exactly.
there are certain fragrances of candles that I love, but I'm like, this smells like a dude lives here. This is because it has such a masculine overtone to it that I'm like, I don't want to part with it.
Right. Yes, yes, there are tons like that, and I actually don't even mind them, but I'm like, man, I need a nice go between. A nice in between is like great. It's
It
great.
is, and I'm like, because I do like the mahogany, I do like the teak wood, but sometimes they can be a little overpowering.
Yes. Sandalwood's the same way. I
Yes.
love sandalwood. But yeah, it's a little, yeah, yeah.
So we know to come to you for all our goat's milk skincare products.
Yes,
So you do lotions,
yes. I have goat milk.
soaps,
Yes, goat milk.
skincare.
I actually have a my newest product rather is a facial serum.
Hmm.
There's one for dry skin, one for oily skin, and the other is for normal and combination skin. It's perfect to use together with the soap. It's cleansing and moisturizing. It's like if you don't like to put lotion on your face,
Hmm.
it's that oil is it just soaks right in, and it's just like, it's a breath of fresh air. It's great.
Because
Mhm.
again, it today I want to encourage people to, again, branch beyond what we know.
Yes.
And it's not that because we, and it's not a bad thing, but having the courage to go, you know what, with my skincare issues, let's normalize finding things that benefit you,
Yes.
and
Yes.
normalize taking care of yourself, because we always talk about self-care. Skincare is the absolutely the top, for me, the top priority.
Right.
Where
Mm.
if you're going to drink the water, you're getting the rest, you're eating well, you're doing all those other things. The skin is the largest organ on your body, and it has to have, to me, it deserves as much attention and affection as everything else,
That's the truth. That's the truth.
especially the heels.
Yes.
Because I love this time of year where you put on your fuzzy socks and you get this lather up your feet. And that's part of taking care of your skin.
It is. It is indeed. It is. And that was why I made my foot butter. It was because of that. My psoriasis is on my feet so bad, and it would just chew up my socks.
Oh.
I love wearing soft, comfy socks, but my psoriasis would chew up my socks. And so I came up with the foot butter to not necessarily just soften up my skin, the
Mhm.
heels, and get them together, but it was to heal the cracks, to heal the blisters from where the blisters had, burst or what have you, to heal all of that, and so that walking became a challenge at one time. So because I'm walking around in flip flops in the winter because my feet don't like shoes and my feet don't
Mhm.
like socks. So the foot butter is great for nourishing and moisturizing, but it's got essential oils in it that heal, and essential oils in it that help keep like if your feet sweat, it's a preventive for like athlete's foot
Mhm.
basically. And so, yeah, your feet are, oh my goodness. It says almost like that when your feet, your back, and your head hurts,
Mhm.
your whole body hurts.
Mhm.
I got your feet. I got your feet down pat.
And so that's a great thing to hear, that especially for psoriasis, eczema, sensitive skin, that the products are there.
Yes,
And sometimes the frustration may come that you don't know the resources to go to.
exactly.
So before we go, how did you come up with the name of your business?
It took a while. It took a while actually. I am one that likes for everything related to my business and everything that I make to be a reflection of me
Mhm.
and what I love and that kind of thing. But so I went on a search. You know how people search for babies' names and stuff? There's got to be just the right one. Same thing. But she came out of just a basic search for a different way to say nature and healing and just all things natural. And I stumbled upon it. It's Chinese.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh my goodness, that is like the coolest name, and it's so different. And if it's different, it's something I like.
Mhm.
So that's how I came up with the name. Because it's meaningful, because it's what I do. I make a natural product that heals, and it's different. So I went with it.
So how can the swagger community find you on social media? Tell us your handles because I need to get this lotion because I told you I got the dry spot.
Right, right. Well, I'm everywhere actually. It's at ZHI Bath and Body on Twitter, on Pinterest, on Instagram. I am Chi B&B on Facebook. Um, and then there's www.chibathandbody.com. That's my website. That's my store. And yeah, if you have any questions though, you can email me personally, kimc@chibathandbody.com. Like if you like have troubles, you don't really know what to get for your skin, we can have a conversation. And I can either request or not request, I can suggest some things, or because I do make custom products based on what the need is. So that's possible too.
Okay, because I know I was in hearing you saying about the oily, the dry, and the combination skin. I'm sure someone needs something more customized because some people, all we're not monolithic, and so people may fall in between the cracks.
Yes. Yes,
And so I
indeed.
like how you're offering the option to give them something because I'm oily, I'm sensitive, I need super moisturizer, but at the same time, I don't want to be slick and fall someplace. So it's all these things going on.
Yes, yes, yes. That's actually my favorite part, because I love to dig into my books and find that oil, that either a butter or some kind of carrier oil or some kind of essential oil that's just suited for what you need. I love
Mhm.
that part. So yes, custom products are something I do. I don't, I guess for some reason I haven't said it often enough, but it is a very fun part of what I do. So
It
yeah,
sounds like it. Because
it,
again, ladies and gentlemen, we spent a great afternoon with the amazing Kim Cross, owner of She Bath and Body, chief crafter.
yes,
And again, if you have any questions, please reach out to her because she just mentioned that importance of carrier oils, the importance of knowing when you're dealing with essential oils, knowing their properties,
yes,
because every essential oil does something different.
it does.
So understanding that if you have dry skin, one may benefit you more than the other. Because
Mhm.
this is a community of growth. This is a community of enrichment. I think I've already probably spent listening to you in my mind. I've just dropped $150. So I'm like, I got to get a candle. I got to get two candles. I got to get some serum. I got to get the feet stuff. I'm up to like 150, and I'm like, oh.
But it's so worth it. It is, I'm telling you, it is so worth it. It's I tell you some things. My mom has been saying it for years, and I'm telling you, she said it when we were little. And I'm like, Mom, like really, seriously. And it wasn't until I got older that I'm realizing, oh my goodness, like she was right about so much stuff. And that's one of them. And that get what you pay for, it's so true. You can tell who puts time and effort and a lot of passion into products. It's a distinct difference. And so yes, you'll love
Yeah,
it all.
I have been there, and in my path of trying to seek out natural products, I have had some that just destroyed my skin. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
others, I'm like, ooh, I feel luxurious. And,
Right.
and, and a lot of that is education on my part and understanding the questions to ask. Because when you said the carrier oils, Like, okay, now what's your carrier oil? And they go, huh? Then I should probably, or saying, well, do you use, the vegetable glycerin? And they go, why should I do that? Then it's like, okay, now that I'm listening to you, I'm developing my own awareness of how to enter the conversation.
Yes, yes, yes. It's so important. It's I try to educate people when anytime the opportunity is afforded to me, because it's critical. It really is critical. If you want to get what you need for you, you have to know what's going to work and what's not going to work. It's just like you said, everything, like you would probably benefit from hemp seed oil, where hemp seed is not enough for me because I need something heavier. But and it's oh my goodness, I'm telling you, I can talk about this all day, because those oils, especially the carrier oils, if you like, if you have oily skin and you try to use what I use, it's gonna sit on your face just like back in the day when you would go to the bus stop shining. Yes, that is exactly what it's gonna do, because it's not for you. But if you
You
don't
be
know
like the song from Moana. You out here shining.
yes,
Just
next thing you know, you got bumps all across your face. You're breaking out left and right because your pores are so clogged up with any and everything, and your cleanser is just not doing it. And even if you do cleanse, you're still putting that same oil back on your face. Yes, that's a bad day.
because I can tell you, I can attest to everything that you're saying, because I remember I stopped by a makeup counter and the lady looked at me and said, "You don't have acne. You just have been using the wrong products." And when she said that, that freed me, because I was like, what?
Right. Yeah,
And so that set me on a trajectory of understanding that it's okay to inch up in a price point when it comes to my skin.
yes.
And since I did inch up, and I didn't tell you I jumped full on, I inched up a little bit. I started from the bottom. Now I'm right there. I'm just not far. I started from the bottom. Now I'm here. To understand that I had to start taking better care of my skin. Now I'm not in the ultra high end stuff yet, but I understand that that had to become an investment. And when I use the better grade products, I had less problems.
Right. Yes. That is the goal.
And so now I had to make sure in my budget, okay, since you need certain things for your care. Because again, I want us to start normalizing taking care of ourselves.
Yes.
And normalize saying, this is what I need. And not have to apologize for making different decisions.
Right. Right.
And it's okay. Where if you want to use goat's milk, it's for your skin and it's for your benefit. And in the back of my mind, I just keep hearing the day my brother posted on Facebook, he got chased by a goat. That's a whole nother conversation. And I'm like,
oh God.
My brother works for the post office, and he said on his route, he said he literally got chased by a goat. And I'm just and I'm like, there's so many layers. I was like, you left me with so many questions, sir, about how in the world you make a goat mad to the point where the goat chased you. How we get there? But that's neither here nor there. So, but thank you. So for now, is your website is up?
Yes, yes. My current website is up, www.ZHIBathandBody.com.
So everyone, check it out. Kim, thank you so much for hanging out with us. This will, as our first, definitely not our last conversation, because when you launch again, I would love to have you back.
Yes.
So we can talk about it, because by then I would have bought some products, so I'm going to put them in my mama name. I like to put all this in my mama name. I'm going to put this in my mama name so I can run up. I'm racks on racks. I'm just get it all. How are you gonna pay for this? My mama name. Oh, this is my mama name.
Right. Oh my
Be
goodness.
like, Kate, we got your bill.
Mm.
So I'm put it all in my mama name, and I'm gonna come out of here luxurious.
Yes, yes,
So we
yes,
will stay in contact. So when you launch, it'll come back.
yes, yes. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I got new services and everything. It's great. It's
So
great.
everyone, thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you, and until next week, see y'all later.